Hi everyone, I'm Mike Staver. This is Money's with Mike, a weekly video series where I answer questions from people just like you. Here's this week's question. Dear Mike, I know you're non-traditional and unconventional in every sense of the word. So I'm going to ask a non-traditional question. Good for you. I'm glad you are. You may elect not to answer it on video, or you may elect never to answer it at all, and that's cool. I'm just really curious. Not as curious as I am about this question. I just read this for the first time. I want to be honest with you. My team just handed me this. This is the first time I've read this question. You ready? What are your top 5 rules to follow when going on a date? What are your top 5 rules? Can you believe that? What are your top 5 rules to follow when going on a date? All right, I'm going to find who gave me this question because this ain't even fair. Here we go. Rule number 1, take a bath. Always take a bath before a date. You never want to show up on a date smelling up the car. Rule number 2, make sure you meet the person before you go on a date. Listen to me. No blind dates. Those are only for mice. 3 blind mice doesn't mean 3 blind dates. Don't do it. I've been on them. It's a train wreck. Don't do it. It's terrible. Stay away from them. Number 2, nobody cares about you. They care about them. So if you're going to go on a date, my 3rd rule is make yourself more interested than you make yourself interesting. Nobody cares about how interesting you are. They care about how interested you are in them. Rule number, what is that? 3, 4. Now I'm on 4. Rule number 4. Try your best not to try to close every deal the first date. You know, don't even try to close for a second date. Why don't you try being polite? Why don't you just say thank you? Why don't you say, hey, I really appreciated our time together. Do that, right? Now, my friends say you always got to be closing, but you don't have to be closing on the first date. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then the final rule is this, and it's going to sound a little cliche. It's a rule my mom taught me long ago. Mind your manners. You know, we live in a world of people who don't have good manners like they used to. You want to impress somebody? Have good manners. And let me tell you where the first place to have good manners happens to be. Whoever it is that is taking care of you on your date, whether it's a server, a ticket agent, a security guard, somebody, I don't know, whatever it is, be overwhelmingly polite and nice to that person. Because you know why? The person you're on the date with is paying attention, not to how you treat them, because you're trying to close a deal. What they're paying attention to is how you treat other people. Those are my 5. They seem to work from time to time. They don't work so much now because I'm married and it would make her really mad if I went on a date. But when I dated, those were my 5. And they ought to be your 5. And thanks for the question. Hope that was helpful. I'm Mike Staver. This is Money's with Mike. Until next week, be courageous. If you have a question, send it to info@mikestaver.com. That was a great question.